I can't say why I did it, but I was just fed up and mad. It made me feel tough. Once I started using opiates, I changed into a completely different person. I didn't care about anybody.
That the addiction should be seen not as the problem, although it is a problem, but it's not the problem, it's the addict's attempt to solve a problem.
Drugs relieve a person of an unwanted condition. That could be almost any unwanted condition.
It was around when I was 13 or 14, and you kind of find yourself trying to pick and choose your friends, and also at the same time, you know, you're not really worried about what you want to accomplish at that time, but what people you want to hang out with.
I wanted to fit in.
Wasn't a popular kid in school, and it made me forget about all that.
You know, like, oh yeah, everybody else is doing it, so I'm gonna do it.
Friends were doing it.
I just wanted to jump right in and have fun. I did drugs because it seemed like it was fun.
It was the cool thing to do.
The cool thing to do was to get high, go to parties.
Growing up, you know, you struggling.
Couldn't deal with life, so I didn't have to deal with life.
I wouldn't listen to anyone.
I was stubborn.
Like as a rebellious thing.
This is what the rebel kids were doing. I just wanted to see what it was like.
I started experimenting with it.
Experimenting with friends.
First tried it because I was bored.
I was always up to try something new.
You know, when I was growing up, we had this program that was just say no, just say no.
People are just saying no, but they're not saying why.
It's like telling a person no and then they go do it.
Sparked my interest on drugs.
I knew that they were bad, and I always heard about this addiction, but I didn't know what it meant.
That's probably the #1 reason why I did drugs in the first place. I just didn't know.
Goes out and drinks too much alcohol. The pictures in his mind during that period of time, they get a little distorted, kind of foggy, kind of blurry. Hard to recall, hard to remember.
नशा कैसे हो जाता है?
ऐसे होता है, बहुत भयंकर, दारू से भी भयंकर होता है। लगा के देखिए, ट्राई करके देखिए, बहुत अच्छा मजा आ जाता है। ऐसा घूमते हैं, नशा आता है, नींद अच्छी आती है, रात में सपने नहीं आते हैं, अच्छी नींद आती है, खाना भी अच्छा खाते हैं, मस्त।
कितने पैसे कमा लेता बेटा दिन में तू?
जय को दिन भर में 100-125
100-125 रुपए कमा लेता है। अच्छा एक बात बता, उसमें से कितने का खाता और कितने का सोल्यूशन पी लेता तू?
20 का खाता हूँ, 190 रुपए का सोल्यूशन पी जाता हूँ।
Successful treatment incorporates multiple components targeting particular aspects of the illness and its consequences. The first step is abstinence. For substance abusers, this may involve medically supervised detoxification to relieve the sometimes life-threatening physical effects of withdrawal. Some people in recovery may benefit from medication that reestablishes normal brain function, diminishes cravings, or treats coexisting mental health.
You must build a support system to drive the private field of and then celebrate recovery, sponsors, outpatient assistance, health treatment, and
The daily accountability part
is checking in, making sure that I'm doing things with intention, and the intention is following the will of the Savior. That was my first holiday sober by choice. It was scary, but I can do scary things. I can do hard things. I am no longer my addictions. I am a success story.
Just gave me the kind of the strong arm. She said, I kind of need you to go here. You need help. You're not who you say you are. I don't really even know who you are anymore. She had a bag packed for me and said, hey, you're going to rehab. And I was like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? And she handed me the phone, and it was a rep from here.
Getting here, a lot had to do with my family. Them telling me, what are you doing? You know, you've got strained relationships. You've turned into something that you're just not. You know, you need to get help. And when they gave me the ultimatum, I made the decision at that point that I needed to get help.
I would encourage family members to first, if at all possible, not address the person when they're actively using. It often creates aggression or anger or resentments. Be open and admit that you know that there's an issue and not be judgmental, and sometimes that's really difficult. There's anger and hurt and fear in someone who has a loved one that's using. However, the guilt and shame is already there for the people using, and when they feel judged, it often creates them that fight or flight even worse. Open-ended questions. What can I do to help? How can I help you? Really be supportive and tell them that you're supportive and that you love them.
Of honesty that people need to hear in order to protect themselves from possibly going down that road, because drugs and alcohol
of society and giving, you know. So I was really faced with some problems at that point. It was hard for me to operate early on, and even still so today. I'm not going to say that things are perfect, but they're a lot better than when they were because of the actions that I take. I really had to step away from the concept of if I feel okay and if I think okay, then I'm okay. It's really based on the actions that I'm taking today. And if I'm acting like a viable member of society and I'm helping other people out, then I'm probably doing okay, as opposed to taking from the world and feeding my emotional side. The primary purpose of my life is to be of service to other people, is to show them that there's a way out of that darkness, whatever that, however you want to describe the addiction or what it is, there is a way out of it. If I don't stay focused on that, I tend to implode in on myself. I tend to revert back to the old way of living and act very selfish and self-centered. If there's something I can say to somebody that is still struggling with drug addiction or alcoholism, I would like to say this, that there is a way out of the madness. I've come to find out a lot about myself that I don't know if everybody would be privy to if they didn't walk in the shoes that I did. I wouldn't say that it was a plight that I went on. Anything that was bestowed upon me was negative in any way, or positive for that matter. I think things just are. And this is the life that I lived, and in doing so, I've kind of been enlightened to certain things about myself and certain things about the world. I found that I'm just a person in the world. That's all I am. I'm here to help other people in the world. That's the basis of my life, and I'm okay with that today.